An early morning fire set by arsonists burns parked vehicles at a government bus station in Lagos. Officials say 30 buses were destroyed. In Lekki, where security forces opened fire on protesters the previous night, the standoff continues. The Lagos State Governor, who visited victims of Tuesday's attack in hospital, said more than 24 have been hospitalized.
Fellow Lagosians, whilst we pray for the swift recovery of the injured, we are comforted that we have not recorded any fatality as against the widespread circulation on social media.
But protesters dispute that.
I can't really say who was shooting, but we know who was shooting. Do you get it? And I can't give you the actual number of casualties because I'm not God. I had to run for my life. Other people were running for their lives. They died in the process. They got injured in the process. So I don't know the number of casualties at the time I escaped from my own life.
Amnesty International agrees, saying there appears to be credible evidence of fatalities, but the pictures have not been independently verified. The United Nations Secretary General, who's spoken with President Buhari in recent days, has called for restraint.
It's time for all countries to understand, and I hope Nigeria will be able to do so, that police brutality needs to stop, and those that are responsible for acts of such dramatic violence are made accountable. And this is essential everywhere.
Protests started 2 weeks ago after a policeman shot and killed a man in the south of the country. The protesters are demanding the scrapping of a rogue police unit accused of murder, extortion and disappearances. They also want an overhaul of Nigeria's police system, the trial of the officers accused of crimes and compensation for victims. Some of these demands have been met, but deep distrust remains between protesters and government. Journalists have also been caught up in the sudden turn of events. Here, an independent television station in the city is set on fire. A few hours later, another broadcaster was temporarily forced off air because of what it calls an imminent threat to its staff and operations. Here in the capital, the streets are calmer than in Lagos. Earlier on Wednesday, security forces dispersed a group of young men gathering on the outskirts of Abuja. Many schools and businesses here remain shut for most of the day after the violence and destruction in Lagos. There's a general feeling that the anti-police brutality protests may have been infiltrated. It's not clear how much damage this has done or could do to their cause, which many Nigerians still see as legitimate. Ahmed Idris, Jazeera, Abuja.